Welcome to the Optimize Your Business and Your Life podcast for high-achieving entrepreneurs. Each episode will share strategies to help you create a highly profitable business and life you love. And now, your host, 2016 International Coach of the Year, Stacey Hylen.
Hi, I'm Stacey Hylen. I'm your host for Optimize Your Business and Your Life. And today we're going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart, which is how to increase your sales and profits in your business during the summer and still have fun. Because for me, it's very important that your business is designed around the life that you want to have. Hence the name of the podcast, Optimize Your Business and Your Life. Now, for those of you that know me, know why this is so important to me. My dad died when he was 56. And when he passed away, it really made me realize how life was so short. It also made me realize that, he had done none of the things on his bucket list. He had wanted to go down the intercoastal waterway. He had wanted to go to Australia. He never even came to visit me when I lived in Europe because he was always working. So for me, before I even started my coaching business, I was like, what can I do to have the kind of life and lifestyle that is good for me and my family? Now, I'm a coach. I've designed that, but I also have clients that are in multiple of industries, like traditional industries as well, that have designed their business around what they want for their life. In fact, one of my clients is in a very masculine industry, and he shared with me how he was really happy that we've built his business from 6 figures to 8 figures, but he was still able to do things with his daughters and take time off when they needed it and to be able to have fun and support them. So this works for any type of business, whether it's an online business or an offline business. So the thing is, you are working hard, right? You're working on your goals. You deserve a vacation. You deserve time off so that you can disconnect, so you can relax, so you can rejuvenate. And, the thing is that only comes when you're able to really disconnect, right? And then there's the other weeks during the summer that you're back at work and you're still trying to stay focused. So let's talk about some of the ways that you can really keep your big business moving forward. You can keep it growing during the summer and work with the energy that's there in the summer. So the first thing is to change your mindset. So one of the things that I see a lot is people think, oh, it's summer. People aren't buying. Oh, it's summer. And you can insert whatever season you think that people don't buy. Like maybe you're listening to this in December and you think people don't buy in the Christmas season or the holiday season, or maybe you think people don't buy when it's back to school or the end of the school year, whatever it is. You need to change your mindset that people don't buy in the summer. And a lot of times people will avoid doing their marketing, doing their sales calls, or even launching during the summer. But the thing is that if people are not launching, you also have an advantage that you stand out from your competition because there's less clutter in the marketplace. Okay? So change that mindset. Make sure that you're still taking action. You're still doing revenue generating activities. A lot of times in the summer, people will start doing things behind the scenes and just constantly preparing to do something. You need to be doing revenue generating activities. You need to be talking to people. You need to be, following up. You need to be sending emails. Okay. So revenue generating activities during the summer. So the second thing is to create a summer schedule. So before the summer starts, now I actually plan my summer the year before. So as soon as I get my kids back to school calendar, I literally block it out, all the dates that they're off from school, when their last day is, and I send it to my husband as well so that he knows exactly what the plan is. But I want you to think about, how do you want your summer schedule to go? Do you want to have shorter days? Do you want to take off work earlier? Do you want to start work earlier so that you can take off more time in the afternoon? Do you want to have an extended lunch so you can get outside and take a walk? Or do you want to play golf? Do you want to take your Fridays off, your Mondays off? Do you want to take a day off in the middle of the week? I know, like when my kids were younger, they had field trips on Wednesdays. So a lot of times I would arrange it so that I could take that Wednesday so I could go on their field trip with them. Okay, so if you want that, you need to plan it. If you want something done, they say give it to a busy person. So by shortening your hours and compressing your work week, you can probably get just as much done during the work week as you do during a longer work week. So make sure you're creating that plan and that you're putting in there what are you going to do during those shorter hours that you're going to do. And then other thing is to make sure you actually plan for the times that you want to take off, right? So you might want to redesign your week so you're working a shorter day or a shorter week, but also make sure you put in there actual time off and put those on the calendar. Let your clients know I'm going to be taking the second week of July off. Here's how that's going to work with our what we're working on, and turn off the phone, turn off the email, make it work. So this next step is going to help you to actually unplug. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to have a delegation workshop. So what that means is that a lot of times, especially if you're a small business owner, that is you, yourself, and you, as I say, me, myself, and I, right? If it's just you and your business, then you're thinking, oh, I can't take off time. I'm not going to get anything done. So what I want you to do is have a delegation workshop, even if it's only you and your business. I want you to take an hour. And when you think about this hour, it's going to allow you to get way more hours of work done than the hour that you're taking out of your business right now to do. So I want you to list down all of the things that you can delegate and anything that you can outsource over the summer. Now, when you do this, it's not delegating just the busy work, it's delegating the things that will help you increase your sales, increase your profit. So are there things that you're going to do? Like, are you having a launch? Are you selling a new product? Do you need to have follow-up campaigns put in place? Do you need to have emails going out to your list? Do you need to have social media campaigns designed? List out all the things that you can do that you can delegate. Now, when you do this, one of the things to think about when I work with my clients to help them get more leverage is, you might be thinking, well, I don't have a huge budget to be doing this. What you want to think about is what are the things that are your zone of genius? What are the things that only you can do in your business? Even the things that are in your zone of excellence. And then look at the things that you're doing that are not your zone of genius, not your zone of excellence. Now, I'll give you an example. One of my clients, when we started working together, he was at six figures. He went all the way to eight figures while we were working together. This is a different client than the first client I mentioned. And so what happened was when we started working together and he was at six figures, he would be designing things. It was not his zone of genius. It was not even his zone of good, to be frank, and he would tell you the same thing. But this was before Canva. This was him in, I don't know what he was using, Photoshop or something like that, Adobe. But he would be creating graphics. He would be creating flyers and playing around on his website back in the day before all of these automated funnels existed. And I would say to him, stop. Like, this is not what you should be spending your time on. It was totally not a good use of his time. And the graphics were not as good as if you had somebody that was a graphics person doing it. So it's funny that came up because this week on Facebook, somebody that I know that has a big, humongous Facebook group said the same thing, that she was in there in Canva. She was playing around with making graphics and her team said, stop, this is not your area. The funny thing was that her team were shutting her down. They said, you're not even using the right part of our logo in the design, right? So she wasn't even following the brand guidelines. So I'm giving you this as an example because a lot of times as business owners, we take on things in our business that are not our zone of genius, not our zone of excellence, and are actually costing us time, actually costing you money. Because in both of these cases, my client and this person on Facebook, they would have been better off doing something that helped them to grow their business, doing something that was only their zone of genius or excellence. Okay? So the next thing I want you to do, this is step 4, is to create a daily action plan. Okay? So you have your week, right? Plan out all your projects and then look at what are the next steps. And so each day before you leave the office, make an action list for the next day of the highest priority items. Okay? So again, this isn't doing the easiest thing first. This is doing the highest priority thing first. And to get even better results, if you have a team, make sure they're doing the same thing. They're staying focused on the highest ROI activity, right? it's easy to coast and go into the things that are easy or fun to do, or just things behind the scenes that you're like, oh, I'm working on this, but it's not revenue generating. So make sure your team and yourself are focused on the highest ROI activity. Now, these are usually things that are creating sales, right? It could be sending emails, it could be promoting things on social media, but things that are actually forward facing with your prospects or clients. All right, number 5, connect with prospects or clients. Now, this is a back end thing, but it is something that can be really important to increasing your revenue. So that is one of the things that you can do here is to improve your CRM prospects, your client relationship management process. So this is a good time to look at, what are you doing in your CRM? Like, do you have enough touch points when somebody comes in as a lead, right? So this is something you can be doing behind your scenes. This is something your team can be doing behind the scenes to see, okay, a prospect comes in to your funnel, to your lead process. What happened? Are they getting welcomed? Are they getting touch points and follow-ups between the time they come into your world and to the time that they actually book a call or an appointment with you? So look at all of the ways that you can improve that. Then you can look at, all right, after I meet with a prospect, what is the follow-up prospect in my CRM? How can I automate that and make that better? Now, the fun thing about the summer, it can be a good time to send your people in the CRM a fun gift and stand out from your competitors. So one of my clients, one of the things that he did was he had sent out a barbecue rub to all of his prospects and clients, which it stood out. It was a good conversation starter. So what we did is we looked at, okay, we had sent out, one of my clients, we sent out an inflatable beach ball at the beginning of the summer. So look at things that are summer focused, you can tie that into the theme and then tie it into the theme of your business, right? So with his spice rub that we sent out, again, it's a very strange thing, but what we looked at is how can we make this applicable to his marketing message? And so we said, the best spice rubs have a unique blend of ingredients that make them like you can't live without them. Like you always want to use this on your barbecue. And he said, our company is the same way. We have a unique blend that we use to make our clients' process top shelf so that you always want to use us in your business. And so we tied those two things together, and it was a great conversation starter because now when he or his team reached out and called somebody, they were really excited because they had just gotten something cool in the mail and they were like, oh, that was really delicious. That was good. And it gave them something, they would say, well, what's your favorite kind of barbecue? Or do you do pork ribs or beef ribs? It opened the conversation and it moved the business forward, even though it was summer. So look at some fun things that you can send out to your prospects or clients this summer. Now, you know that I have my Hidden Profit book coming out soon. And so the last thing I'm going to tell you is in the summer is a fantastic time to do some hidden profit strategies. Now, the great thing about the hidden profit strategies is that these are low cost, high ROI items, high return on investment. They're very simple to implement. So I'm going to give you 2 here to look at implementing into your business. Because again, we want to do things that are simple. We want to do things that are getting you a return on investment and have revenue generating activities front and center during the summer. Okay, so here's the first one. So reactivate old clients. So this is what I call the come on back strategy. And this one works like a charm and it's so easy. So here's what you want to do is you want to look at your business and see any clients who have not spent money with you. Now, depending on the type of business you have, it could be clients that haven't spent money with you in the last 3 to 6 months. If you're somebody that people see more frequently, like a chiropractor or something like that, that they're coming to see you more often. Or it could, if people have longer things in between, it could be 1 to 3 years, right? And I've done this with my own business, looking at coaching clients that I haven't seen for over a year and reactivating them, inviting them to come on back. Okay. So for this, you're going to create that list of clients that haven't spent any money with you. And remember, only your perfect clients. You don't want to send this reactivation to the ones that are going to suck your energy. You look at the people that you loved working with, and then you put together a small offer that's just for the people that are coming back to your business. It's not an offer that you're putting out there for the general public. And make it a good offer, like something juicy that makes them want to come back right now. Okay. And go out and do it. Don't procrastinate on this. This is something that my clients have done this. They've gotten a huge boost in profit, like very quickly. One of my clients did this. She increased her sales 50% over the month before from sending one thing out. So it can be a very easy way to get a quick boost in revenue during the summer. The second hidden profit that I'm going to share with you is, do you want fries with that? So anyone that's ever been to McDonald's has their do you want fries with that? So you order a sandwich, they ask you, this was back in the olden days. I haven't been to McDonald's now in 15 years, so I don't know what they ask now. But asking people if they wanted fries got people to upgrade from just getting a sandwich back in the day. Now it's, do you want to supersize this, right? Now, do you want to have a apple pie with your order? They're asking for that upsell at the time of the sale. So what you want to look at is, what could you add as an upsell for your most popular products and services? So, you can do upsells for everything you sell, right? But that's going to take you a long time. So we want to make sure that you're taking action. We want to make sure that you're taking action that's going to get you a quick boost in profits right away. So choose your most popular product or service and get one upsell done, right? Then once you do one upsell, you can create them for other products or services you have, but do it for your most popular products or services. So one of the things that you want to do when you do this is track how many opportunities there were for an upsell. So one of my clients has been doing this and it's working really well. So he looks at how many opportunities there were for an upsell and then how many upsells were offered, and lets his sales team know, okay, we had 20 opportunities for an upsell and only 10 upsells were offered. So you guys are leaving 50% of the opportunities for upsells on the table. Like, you're leaving money on the table, right? And so even if you don't have a sales team, I would highly suggest that you start tracking this to say, okay, I sold this product, my most popular product that has an upsell. I sold it, I'm just going to say 10 times a week, and I only offered 2 people the upsell, right? And so you're letting yourself know that, there's some room for growth there. So it's really important to track, because what one of my mentors, Chet Holmes, used to say is, what you inspect, people respect. And this happens whether you have a sales team or it's just you, that if you start tracking, I had X number of sales this week, I offered the upsell 100% of the time, then you can start to see how effective this strategy is, because you're going to see probably 20 to 30% of the people you offer it to will take the upsell, which is a quick boost in sales for you without doing any more marketing, without spending any more money on marketing or advertising. So focus on those 2 hidden profits, the come on back strategy, and upsells for your most popular product. Now, I want you to remember, it's optimizing your business in your life. So I want you to have fun and enjoy this season, especially those of you up here in the north. The summer goes by too fast. So do some fun things, have barbecues for your team, do something fun with your clients, have an event with your clients, go to the park with your laptop to write your newsletter. Like, do things so that you can enjoy it and really have fun. So one of my clients, one of the things that he did is he had his sales meeting at the marina, and then they went out on the boat with his team. So again, you have the freedom to be creative. You have the freedom to create exactly what you want. And so what I want for you is that you ended the summer, that you had a fantastic time. You were able to spend time with your family, but your business is still on a growth curve. It's still improving, and you're still increasing your profits every month during the summer. So remember, don't just learn, implement. And if you like this, make sure you subscribe and go leave us a review.